Hi, welcome to Ponderosa Center Presents. Today we have with us Suzi Smith. She is an international trainer on every continent, and she helps people to be more effective in their own lives. Hi, Suzi. Good to
Hi.
have you here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
Tell us a little bit about some of your specialties. I understand one of them is NLP or Neuro Linguistics Programming. What does that mean?
Well, that's basically what I teach. Um, it's really a way that people learn to pay attention to their thoughts and the way they're communicating and using words, which is the linguistic in neuro linguistic programming, so they can program their brains to be more effective. And it started back in the 1970s, and there have been many books written about it. I've written a couple myself, co-authored, and it's useful in any walk of life to help you be more effective.
That's a really fascinating topic. Tell us, before we get started with this technique you're going to teach us today, tell us a little bit about your history in McCall. How did you become a local here?
Okay, I've been a long-time resident of McCall. I was 8 years old when my parents lived in Twin Falls and found a lot in McCall and decided to build a small summer cabin on it. So I came to McCall because my mother was a school teacher. We had the summers off. Every summer I spent in McCall when I was a kid growing up, and fell in love with what was here and nature, etc., and kept coming back over the years when I could make it, and always said, when I decide to really settle down, I will retire in McCall. And I'm not retired, but I sold my training company in Salt Lake City in 2003 and moved back up here and winterized my cabin so that I could be here full time.
That's a really great story, and we're certainly lucky to have such an amazing person like you as one of our locals here. Um, so we're in very interesting times now, and so you and I have talked a little bit about managing stress, and so you are going to teach us a technique today. Tell us a little bit about it. What is it called?
Okay, well, it's got a number of different names, but the simplest name is the 6-second technique. And I actually started my training career by teaching people how to manage stress back in the 1970s, the late 70s. And it was such a buzz topic then, stress. And people know what it can do to your body. The body chemistry that you elicit when you get into the stress response has all kinds of chemicals, cortisone, cortisol, adrenaline, noradrenaline, lactic acid, that if you don't do anything to get them out of your body, once you start that process, could hang around and eventually create some illness for you. So it's really important to manage your stress. And when I was teaching people how to do that, I discovered this process designed by a medical doctor. His name's Charles Stroibel. And he had migraine headaches really bad. And he said, I don't know how to do anything that would help me, but I know I need to create something. So he did a process we call modeling, which is figuring out by careful examination what actually happened in his body when he felt the stress and then got the migraine headache. And he discovered the first thing that people do, at least he did, and he discovered many other people did, when they feel stress, is they clutch up and they go like this. And their whole, especially face, goes into a state of readiness to try and handle what's going on. And what that does is it creates muscle tension around the eyes as a starting point. And then he said he noticed that he and other people would say negative things to themselves. I can't stand this. Oh, this is awful. I'm going to die. This is going to be the ruin of me. And they also, at the same time, would stop breathing. When people are stressed initially, they hold their breath. And then when they do start breathing, they breathe really high and shallow. So he said that takes about 6 seconds to go through the body that way. And then everything is tight in your body. So he decided to create something that would be the opposite. And that's where this process came from. And it's so simple and easy to do that I've taught it to people for many years, and they find it really interesting and easy to do. So since it starts up here with muscle tension, and then especially in your eyes, and if you frown like this, you'll notice that, it does create muscle tension here. So he said, how do I get around that? Oh, put a smile on your face. And notice what happens to your eyes when you smile. There is a relaxation around the eyes. So the easiest way to start this process is to remember to smile, because then that relaxes all these muscles around your eyes. And at the same time, to get with this negative self-talk that we do, he said you need to direct your mind to do something positive. And, you know, you could say almost anything to yourself. A positive self-command, he called it. So while you're smiling, you say something positive to yourself, like, I'm in control. I can handle this. Or I'm at peace. Or if you're a religious person, it might be, God is with me. Something that tells you to feel differently. I'm in control, I'm relaxed, whatever. And then he said, you know, you're already holding your breath by that time. So he says, you put the smile on your face, you say something positive, and at that same time, you take a deep breath. And he found that when you told people to breathe deeply, they often go, and up come the shoulders, and that's not a deep breath. So he came up with a metaphor for helping people breathe deeply. And most people really find this interesting and useful. Imagine you have a hole in the bottom of each foot, and through the holes in the bottom of your feet, you take a deep breath that comes up to your shoulders. And then when you breathe out, you go back down through those holes in the bottom of your feet. And as you breathe out, you feel this relaxation in your jaw and your tongue and the rest of your face. That only takes 6 seconds to do, and it's so simple and easy. So try it with me now. Smile. Say something like, I'm calm and relaxed. And then back out again. Feeling that relaxation in the rest of your face. That's all there is to it. So nowadays, with all of the stress and pressure of, do I have a job? When is the country going to open back up? Will I get this virus? Anything. You can imagine you're watching TV, hearing someone say something about the virus that would start the stress response for you. And instead, you smile, say, I'm in control, and breathe deeply. You can do it over and over again until the stress is completely gone out of your body, and it doesn't take you away from anything else you're doing. So it's an incredible technique. And if you do it, you'll find it makes a huge difference in your response to whatever is going on in the world around you. So try it, you'll like it.
Suzi, I think that is fantastic information that we can all use right now, and so simple, sitting at our desk, at our home, watching the news, whatever it may be currently, and forevermore. Because stress is definitely something that as individuals we need to handle all the time. So if somebody wants to learn more from you, attend a training, hear more about what you do, where can they find some information?
Well, I do have a website. It's Suzi, spelled Suzi, Smith.net. And you can always reach me at my website if you have questions or want to know more.
That is really wonderful. I appreciate you being here today, and I hope that everyone will take 6 seconds and do something nice for themselves. So
that smile on your face, and that starts the whole thing.
yeah. All right. Thank you, Suzi, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you.